On a warm, bustling afternoon in Mumbai, the date was March 19, 1987. The time? Exactly 2:15 p.m. Arvind Inamdar, a seasoned officer in the city's crime division, was seated at his desk in the police headquarters. Just another day in the labyrinth of law enforcement, or so he thought. The shrill ring of the telephone broke the monotony. He picked up the receiver, his tone steady but curious. The voice on the other end was urgent, almost panicked. "Sir, something strange has happened at Opera House." Opera House? Inamdar's mind raced. This was no ordinary place. It was home to the city's most exclusive jewelry stores. The crown jewel among them, Tribhuvandas Bimji Jewelry, or TBZ, a name that sparkled with prestige and trust. The caller continued. "A Central Bureau of Investigation raid at TBZ, and they've shut the place down. Customers and staff are locked inside, they've taken registers. But sir, that's not all. They've taken the jewelry." Inamdar's pulse quickened. Jewelry? Taken? That wasn't standard protocol, not even for the feared CBI. The officers had allegedly swept through TBZ, meticulously selecting every sample of their most exquisite pieces, and then they vanished. In that moment, Inamdar knew this was no ordinary case. Something sinister, something big was unfolding in the glittering heart of Mumbai. What had the CBI discovered? Or was it even the CBI? Little did anyone know. This was just the beginning of a story that would grip the city, unravel secrets, and challenge the very fabric of trust. And Arvind Inamdar was about to step into its center. What the police uncovered next was even stranger. The so-called CBI team that had conducted the raid, they were still inside the jewelry store. All of them, except one. Their leader, a man who introduced himself as Mohan Singh. Arvind Inamdar approached the team, his mind a swirl of doubt and questions. He demanded answers. "What was this raid about?" he asked. Their response sent a jolt through him. This was just a mock raid, part of our selection process." A mock raid? Inamdar's brow furrowed. In all his years in law enforcement, he had never heard of the Central Bureau of Investigation running a drill like this. Something didn't add up. He pressed further. "What kind of selection process? What are you talking about?" One of the team members hesitated, but then began to explain. 2 days earlier, on March 17, 1987, a classified advertisement appeared in the Times of India. It called for dynamic graduates to apply for prestigious positions as intelligence and security officers. The ad instructed candidates to report to the Taj Intercontinental, one of Mumbai's most luxurious hotels, the very next day between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Hopeful and determined, over 200 eager candidates flooded the grand halls of the Taj, their dreams shimmering as brightly as the hotel's chandeliers. This was their chance to join the elite ranks of India's most powerful investigative agency, the CBI. And leading this so-called recruitment? A charismatic man named Mohan Singh. The interview process was rigorous, stretching on for hours. By the end of the day, Singh had personally selected 26 individuals from the sea of applicants. These 26 were told to prepare for the next round of interviews. Where would it take place? At Mittal Towers, another symbol of wealth and luxury in the heart of Mumbai. They were to report there, sharp and ready, the following day. But what exactly was this next round? And why was it so deeply entwined with a jewelry raid that had left everyone bewildered? Inamdar was beginning to realize this wasn't just a strange coincidence. This was the beginning of a cunning plan, one so audacious that it defied imagination. And Mohan Singh was at the center of it all. At Mittal Towers, the 26 hopefuls gathered, eager to prove themselves worthy of the coveted title of CBI officer. Standing before them, Mohan Singh exuded confidence and authority as he outlined the next stage of the so-called interview process. "This round," he explained, "is a mock raid. And it won't be just any raid. It will take place at TBZ Jewelers, one of the most prestigious jewelry stores in Mumbai." Singh assured them, "The store owners are fully aware of this exercise. Your task is simple. Act professionally, follow my instructions, and remember, the best 3 performers will be selected for the final CBI posts." The candidates listened intently, scribbling notes as Singh meticulously explained the steps of the raid. Each word he spoke carried the weight of opportunity. This was their chance to shine. The next day, as promised, the 26 recruits gathered once again, this time at the opulent Taj Hotel. Mohan Singh was waiting for them, a figure of unwavering confidence. He led the group onto a minibus and directed the driver toward their destination, TBZ Jewelers. Upon arriving at the store, Singh strode ahead, his demeanor commanding respect. The security guards hesitated at first, but when Singh produced an official-looking CBI ID card, their resistance crumbled. They allowed the team inside. Singh instructed the guards to turn off the security cameras. He then ordered the staff and customers to gather in a corner, assuring them this was just part of a standard procedure. The candidates followed Singh's every directive, and their performance was under scrutiny. They moved swiftly and systematically, collecting each piece of jewelry in the store, every glittering necklace, bracelet, and gem. The valuables were carefully packed into a bag under Singh's watchful eye. Then, as the final bag was loaded, Singh made an unexpected announcement. "There's another raid happening nearby," he said. "I need to supervise it. A senior CBI recruiter will arrive here shortly to take over. Until then, stay here and wait patiently." And with that, Mohan Singh walked out, leaving the recruits behind. Little did they know, they had just stepped into the trap of a mastermind. What they believed to be the final step toward their dream job was about to become their worst nightmare. The jewelry was gone, and so was Mohan Singh. But where had he gone? And what was the true purpose of this mock raid? The answers would unravel a plot so audacious, it would leave an entire city stunned. Time ticked by second, minute by minute. The 26 candidates standing in the middle of TBZ Jewelers waited anxiously for the so-called CBI recruiter to arrive. But no one came. Store employees, initially compliant, began growing restless. Questions filled the air. What's going on here? Why is this taking so long? When will this be over? The candidates, still clinging to their belief that this was all part of a mock drill, had no answers. They exchanged uncertain glances, trying to stay calm, but the tension in the room was palpable. As the hours dragged on, the murmurs turned to shouts. The employees' patience snapped. "This isn't right," one of them yelled. "Where is your officer?" Cornered, the candidates tried to assert control. One of them fired back, "Don't you know about this mock search?" This was prearranged, but their words only fueled the employees' fury. Realization began to set in, and the situation spiraled out of control. "Call the police," someone shouted. And with that, the Mumbai police, including Arvind Inamdar, were summoned to the scene. When the police arrived, they quickly realized something was amiss. The so-called CBI raid had left behind more questions than answers. A deeper investigation revealed that Mohan Singh, the man who orchestrated the entire operation, had vanished. After leaving the jewelry store, Singh returned to the Taj Hotel, but only briefly. From there, he hailed a taxi. Then, at some point along the way, he switched to an auto rickshaw. And then, the trail went cold. Mohan Singh had disappeared without a trace, along with a fortune in stolen jewelry. Who was Mohan Singh? How did he manage to orchestrate such an elaborate scheme? The answers to these questions would send shockwaves through Mumbai and reveal one of the most daring cons in the city's history. But for now, all that remained was silence, confusion, and the echoes of a mastermind's escape. It wasn't for lack of trying. The Mumbai police launched a nationwide manhunt. Alerts were issued, leads were followed, and every resource was deployed to track down the enigmatic Mohan Singh. One lead pointed south, to Kerala. Since Singh had checked into the Taj, claiming to be from Kerala, a man named George Augustine Fernandes was arrested from Kerala, raising hopes. But Fernandes was just a petty thief. Informants were pressed for information about potential gang connections, but no ties emerged. Every avenue the police explored seemed to lead to a dead end. Then came a chilling theory. Could Singh have been a rogue CBI officer? He had a legitimate CBI ID card, knew the protocols, and executed the raid with uncanny precision. But extensive checks into the CBI's records revealed no such officer. The theory was ruled out. Desperation mounted. A team was even sent to Dubai after a tip suggested Singh might have fled there. But once again, nothing. Mohan Singh had vanished without a trace. It was the perfect crime. Singh's brilliance wasn't just in what he stole, but how he did it. He didn't operate from the shadows. No, he walked boldly into Mumbai's most expensive hotel, the Taj, adding an air of legitimacy to his facade. His plan was executed with precision, elegance, and audacity. Singh worked alone, yet skillfully used others to carry out his scheme, unknowingly. He gave the trainees confidence to act like real CBI officers, and his gamble, that the TBZ jewelers would fear questioning the dreaded CBI, paid off perfectly. But his greatest triumph? He got away. A ghost in the chaos. A mastermind who outwitted everyone. Mohan Singh left behind no clues, no connections, only the echoes of an audacious con that Mumbai would never forget. The man, the plan, and the mystery live on, unsolved. There's a certain charm to the work of a confident artist. Perhaps it's because they rarely use violence. Or maybe it's because their targets are often the rich and powerful, those we find it hard to pity. In the case of the TBZ heist, the true victim wasn't the jeweler, but the CBI itself, and by extension, the state, an institution often seen as oppressively controlling. Mohan Singh had pulled off something extraordinary. He didn't just steal jewelry. He subverted the reputation of one of India's most feared agencies, with flawless style. The crime delighted the city. For months afterward, Mumbai couldn't stop talking or laughing about it. Even now, all these years later, the legend of Mohan Singh lives on. Arvind Inamdar, the veteran officer still haunted by this unsolved case, can't help but admit a grudging admiration. His preparation was perfect, Inamdar says. He knew exactly how to conduct such a raid, what documents to prepare, how to execute every detail. And he left no trace. That's why it worked. In the aftermath, the police waited. Surely, they thought, a man with such audacity wouldn't stop now. Surely he'd strike again, and they would be ready. But Mohan Singh never did. Or perhaps he did. Perhaps he pulled off con so perfectly, so seamlessly, that they were never detected. But something as grand as the TBZ heist? No, that would have been noticed. It seems Singh understood something vital. When you've reached perfection, it's time to stop. He knew this was his moment to retire at the peak of his game. And with the fortune he walked away with, estimated to be worth millions today, he could afford to. But what sets him apart, what ensures his immortality, is his restraint. His final vanishing act. When asked how he'd react if, after all these years, Mohan Singh were to call him just to touch base, Inamdar gives a faint smile. I'd ask him how he managed to vanish so perfectly. And with that, the mystery of Mohan Singh remains, untouched, unbroken. A story whispered through time, a tale of brilliance, audacity, and the man who disappeared without a trace.